As someone with a really wide foot, I know exactly how difficult it can be and how limited the options are for finding a pair of shoes that has all of the features that you're looking for and can provide a proper fit. And even when I made the switch to more barefoot minimalist style shoes, it was so frustrating for me that many of the styles that I would order, even from brands that I love, would have to go right back to the manufacturer just because there wasn't enough room in the toe box. Well, recently I was introduced to a pair of shoes from a company that I'd never even heard of before that solves this problem beautifully. And over the past few weeks, they've become a fast favorite of mine and my go-to walk-around shoes. And today I want to talk to you about why these might be the perfect everyday shoes for people with extra wide feet. Let's get into this. This is the Lems Primal 2 and it's the subject of this video. Now, just to get this out of the way from the start, I'm not sponsored by Lems. I had to go out and buy these shoes with my own money. And though these shoes have many excellent features that we're about to talk about, my decision to do so was based solely on the one feature that these shoes are really known for. And the best way to highlight that feature is to show you the insoles from this shoe. So here you have the insole of the Lems Primal 2. Sorry, they're a little bit dirty. Like I said, I wear these a lot. And here you have the insole from one of my favorite pairs of minimalist shoes. And what I want to show you is the difference between these two shoes. And it really comes down to this section of shoe right here. Because where the other minimalist shoe has a slight inward curve, the Lems has a straight line to the big toe and a 1/4 inch more room along that medial side of the foot, which allows for wider feet to expand more, and it allows that big toe to track in a straight line the way that it's intended. Now, this slight curve won't be a big deal for people who don't have really wide feet, but for those of us with those extra wide feet, this 1/4 inch more space and that straight line makes all the difference in the world. A few other areas where the shoe really shines are the flexibility, weight, and breathability. The breathability of the Lems Primal 2 is absolutely fantastic, and that's attributed to this woven mesh material that you see covering about 80% of the front of this shoe. That material is highly porous and the air flows right through it, which means that your feet stay cool all day long when you're walking around in these. Despite the Primal 2 being a very substantial shoe, they weigh in at just 9.39 ounces. The flexibility of the Lems Primal 2 is another one of the high points. Just watch how easily this shoe collapses in on itself, and you can see how it's equally flexible along the entire sole, which is fantastic because it just allows your foot to move naturally in every direction while you're wearing them. The styling on the Lems Primal 2 I would describe as a unique combination between a casual shoe and an all-purpose athletic shoe. You can see when looking at it from the side that they definitely don't have that sleek, fast look that running shoes tend to have, which will appeal to some people and not to others. But for the situations that you find yourself in every day and for walking around town, these pretty much work with anything. If you want to lean more towards the casual shoe side of things, Lems has colorway options in black and brown. And if you want to lean more towards the athletic side of things, they have options in green, this slate gray, as well as a navy blue option with white soles that is very sporty looking. The construction quality in these shoes is excellent overall, and though the design itself is not overly complicated, Lems did a great job with the execution. You can see the material that they chose here for the upper is a vegan suede, and it blends seamlessly with these mesh panels up front. They added an additional layer of vegan suede at the toe and along the instep to help reinforce the shoe. There's also some nice design features like this cloth weave that they have along the inside to help wick away moisture and just make for a nicer experience when you're wearing the shoe. And they added one section of that vegan suede at the heel to make putting the shoes on and taking them off a lot easier, and also to make sure that there's no uncomfortable rubbing at the heel or your Achilles when you're walking around in these. That's a really nice touch. The stitching along the laces here is perfect. Really nice attention to detail there. And likewise on the inner seams here, really nice stitching, no uncomfortable edges. Really nice attention to detail overall. There are a couple of other things about the Primal 2 that I think are worth mentioning because it makes this shoe unique, at least among the barefoot minimalist style shoes that I've tried. The first of those is the really soft rubber that they've chosen for the soles of these shoes. It is very grippy. It makes for a very sure-footed feeling when you're walking around in these, but more than that, it makes for a very cushioned feeling. Much more so than comparable barefoot minimalist style shoes from other companies that I've worn, and the only thing that I can attribute it to is the material that they've chosen for the soles. The one downside of that, and you need to consider this, is that I fully expect these soles to wear out much faster than my other barefoot minimalist style shoes. For example, the Zeros that I've owned show almost no signs of wear in the soles after more than a year of continuous wear. So something to think about. The other thing is the rounded heel feature that you see here. And to be honest with you, I really didn't care for this when I first got these shoes because there's a little bit of play when you take a step. But when you consider the fact that the calcaneus, or the heel bone in your foot, is also rounded on the bottom, just like these shoes, it means that walking around in these more closely approximates what it's like to walk around in bare feet. And after wearing these for a few weeks, this is a feature that I've really come to appreciate about the Primal 2. So while it was the extra room in the toe box and the alignment of the big toe in particular that first led me to fall in love with these shoes, it's the little things, the attention to detail like the suede heel cup and the excellent ventilation, and in particular, this gummy rubber that they used for the soles of these shoes that keeps me coming back to them again and again. This compound, by the way, seems to work particularly well on hard man-made surfaces where people tend to struggle in barefoot minimalist style shoes. So all in all, these are a fantastic shoe and a particularly good choice for anyone out there with a really wide foot. If you want to find out more about the Lems Primal 2, I'm going to put links for this shoe in the upper right-hand corner of your screen and also in the description down below this video. So be sure to check those out. But before you head out of here, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so that you're updated every time a new video is released. That's all for this week. See you next time.